ranking UFC current champions worst to best. For criteria, I'm going off of the title reign, their win to get the title. So if it was off a dominant champion, was it off someone who just won the title, such stuff like that. And then the quality of wins, that's pretty self-explanatory. So how good is the wins or how shit are the wins? Performance, which I've realised I've spelled it wrong, and finishes. So how entertaining are they as a champion, essentially? So we'll move on to the worst champion now. And you're not gonna like it. Well, a certain community of people are not gonna like it. You know, the TikTok highlight community. Jon Jones. Not fighting his rightful contender. Fought the ghost Stipe Miocic. Literally came down like a ghost, like it was the Christmas Carol, to have his last fight in UFC. To get, I'm not going to say schooled, because it was kind of close and he did win a round. But to lose to Jon Jones. And he almost got taken to a fourth round. Tom Aspinall, yeah, would not knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Would knock him out in like the second round. I'm saying Jon Jones would get knocked out in the first round. Slow, ploddy, kicks at range, chin's wide open to be smacked. You watch a Dominic Reyes fight. That is all I'm going to say. I know we're going off of title defenses, so Ciryl Gane, good kickboxer. Did he outstrike the kickboxer? No, he grappled him and strangled him. Well done. And then I've just talked about the ghost of Stipe. Let's be honest. Stipe is the greatest of all time, and I don't think you can argue with that one. A heavyweight. Tom Aspinall, he's creeping up there though. But let's be honest. Stipe Miocic is the greatest currently. But he did not fight the prime that beat DC, Francis and all that. He fought the Ghost. But we'll move on, because Jon Jones is he's such a shitty person as well. I don't even know how he has a fan base. Like, how does he have a fan base? He beats up his wife, he eye pokes people, he's on steroids, he's not a goat, he's a pathetic excuse. And like, Christians are like, oh, I've seen it on TikTok, it's like, oh, Muslim fighters versus Christian fighters. Fair enough, right? Make that video. I don't think you should. But Jon Jones should not be this sort of guy where he should be seen as this good person, good Christian person. He's a shitty human. He beats up his wife. What are you talking about him being this sort of goat of this, like, goat in the sport, and he's Christian and all that type of stuff? It's like people who call Khabib humble. He's not humble at all. He talk shit about every fighter now that he's retired, because he doesn't have to fight them. And it's easy to be humble when you're winning. But I'll move on because passionate about shitting on Jon Jones' career, fighting a bunch of middleweights and being called the GOAT. Merab Dvalishvili, this fucking goblin. I fucking hate him. No, I don't hate him. He beat Umar, so I like him again. But we could have had O'Malley as champion, and O'Malley is so fun as champion. Say whatever you want about his mic skills. Boring, no personality. He's like a basic white bitch on the mic. But you can't deny his fight style is so entertaining. Him and Peter Yan, most entertaining bantamweights ever. And now we have the goal of the fucking bantamweight division, Merab Dvalishvili. Hold you against the fence, knees you against the fence, fails endless takedowns. If he gets takedown, he will hold you there, and you will pop back up like a spring, because he doesn't know how to have good, effective grappling skills. Or he got a guillotine on O'Malley. It's not like he had it. His fingers were inside of it, just stopping it from choking him. So what does he do? Starts taunting the crowd and start kissing his back and being a bit, a bit sus. A bit on the weird side of things, But if we're going to break down the wins, Umar was a close fight. You could argue the third round, giving him the first, second and third round to Umar. O'Malley fight was also a close round. You could give him the first, third and fifth rounds to O'Malley. It's not a hard thing, you know what I'm saying? And I do reckon the only person who can beat him in the division is O'Malley. You need someone who's powerful and long. But as well, it's like, in that fight, what was O'Malley's? People are like, you know what, actually? What was O'Malley's game plan? People are saying, What was Merab's game plan? Because he was just dancing on the outside and then shot a takedown. Or shot another takedown. Oh, and then another takedown. You can't... If you shoot endless takedowns on someone, you're eventually going to get one. It's not like he's this, like... He's such a dominant wrestler that no one can stop. He's not like a Khabib. You know, Khabib showed skills. Merab doesn't do anything. Merab just fucking... Takedown, come up with a couple of punches. Another takedown, might try and go for it. Oh, I can't get it. Alright, I'll come back up with a couple of punches. And he's clearly on roids. EPO even. Clearly on EPO. You know, how can you shoot that many fucking takedowns without getting tired? You know. He's clear, and then just look at his back and his face acne. But his only redeeming quality, the reason he's above Jon Jones, is that he's fighting worthy contenders. He's funny at press conferences. I know that wasn't a criteria, but like, he's fighting rightful contenders, you know what I mean? Umar was not a rightful contender, but it was an entertaining fight, you know what I mean? Like, we thought that was going to be competitive, which it was, but like, you know, Umar did not deserve that title shot though, let's be real. He beat one ranked contender and he's like, yay, title shot, way. Like, no. It should have been Yan, but then Yan would have got dominated again, because Yan's Merab is a terrible style for Yan, you know. But yeah, and as well, we've got an asterisk against all of his wins as a champion. Merab broke his hand, close decision with a broken hand, couldn't finish him. Sean O'Malley, what, like, I rewatched that fight earlier. Well, I watched 3 rounds of that fight. How did the judges not score the first round? I know it was really close. But if someone has a nosebleed, that is visible damage. First round should have went to O'Malley. And I don't think that's a hot take. I don't think that's a hot take at all. Robbery? No, not a robbery. Close fight? That should have went to O'Malley? Definitely. Belal Muhammad. And I can't lie, Belal is actually really good. Belal is actually good. Skill wise, he's very good. What the fuck? He's very good. I've just kicked something under my desk and it fucking hurts. He's good. He's got boxing like Canelo, you know. I can't believe his coach just said that. He's a pressure boxer, and he has takedowns. Against Leon Edwards, that's exactly what you need. And it's hard to stop. These sort of fighters, they're so annoying to fight. The only issue why he's not higher is that he hasn't got any title defense. He won the title, good decision. I know Leon was reversing positions and having top position, but instead of trying to finish the fight from guard or mount or half guard, he would go, oh, I'm going to put my head here, keep head position, and I'm going to wait here till the end of the round. Like, you are a top level MMA fighter. You need to finish. You need to know when you're on top, you need to elbow, punch, fucking everything to try and finish the fight, or you are not winning. That's what it literally says in the criteria. Who is dominating the position is not winning the fight. Unless it's, a Dagestani on your back. Then it is. Because we'll get onto that when we get to Islam. But you would have fought Shavkat. I reckon he beat Shavkat, to be honest. Shavkat is... I thought in the Ian Gary fight, they both looked very mid. Very, very mid. I reckon Buckley would have beaten both of them, to be honest. Yeah. There's nothing really to say, to be honest. Just, yeah. Belal Muhammad is good. He has some lackluster fights on his record. But he is a good fighter and he is good skillfully. He gets the hands up, goes to takedowns, like MMA Basics Part 1. That's literally what it is. But we'll move on. Tom Aspinall, I know, kind of low, but I've got to think of it this way. It's heavyweight. The lighter the classes go, the better the skill the fighters are. But does he have good wins? Yeah. Curtis Blade, a little bit of an early stoppage, but it is a heavier weight class. So when the heavyweight weight classes are in fruition, you cannot wait in positions. I know Curtis is trying to get up, but he couldn't get up and he was getting punched by Tom Aspinall. So it wasn't an early stoppage block, and you can argue it, but it's like, realistically, that goes on. 3 more punches, Curtis is dead. You know, Sergey Pavlovich, scary dude, got beaten. Sergey's only lost to the 2 best heavyweights right now, Volkov, Tom. Obviously not John Jones. I'd have the heavyweight ranking for me is Aspinall, Jones, Volkov. He did beat Gane. Yeah, I really don't understand. Well, I do understand the Glaze, but like, it's heavyweight, and Tom Aspinall's going to be the one to KO John Jones, and I can't wait for that day if it ever happens. The only reason he needs to be higher, if he beat John Jones, let's say John Jones was like, okay, Tom Aspinall, I'm going to fight you fucking whenever, then I'd probably bump him up 1 level. I probably would. I'd probably bump him up because John Jones is a lighter man, moving up. Yeah. But let's be honest, in terms of skill, fast, good grappling, well-rounded, especially for a heavyweight. But it is heavyweight, so his competition isn't as high as his level. I do reckon a Volkov would be a really good fight next. Because we know John Jones is not going to fight the aura of Tom Aspinall. I was going to do a Tom Aspinall impression, but I can't do it no more. So, yeah. Dricus du Plessis. I'm not going to lie. Underrated. Goofy. Yes. Does it work? Yes. Possibly because the division is shit. Yes. Let's be honest though. That first fight with Sean Strickland, I had it for du Plessis. Well, the first time I watched it, I had it for Strickland, and then the second time I watched it, I was like, shit. I may have coped a bit too hard about that loss. I was a diehard Sean fan at the time. But now, it's like, Dricus won that. I know he won that. Like, if you even go into nutty, details of the scoring criteria, put it this way, yeah? Put it this way. First round, Strickland. 5th round, Strickland. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all du Plessis. If you break it down even carefully, you score effective, aggressiveness. You score effective aggressiveness, and who was trying to finish the fight more? Dricus du Plessis. But that's how I'd break down that fight. Second fight, schooled him. Figured out his defense, which no one else could. Absolutely no one else could finish. Figure out the defense of Sean Strickland. The best kickboxer in the sport, Israel Adesanya, in quotations, couldn't do that. And it was about time I had someone like school Adesanya. I can't lie. But yeah, and with Adesanya, yeah, he beat him on the feet, beat him on the ground, rocked him on the feet, strangled him, made him tap. And with Khamzat, I think he's the only person who's going to survive the first round with no flukes, none of this weird asterisks. I think he survived the first round and then KOs him in the 3rd round. He's so strong, you don't understand. He's 6'1", I think, and he's dense. Khamzat is 6'3" or something, but he's slim, But I choose Dricus in that fight, and I reckon he's going to be champion for a very, very, very long time. And his cardio is only getting better and better. So it's not like a Khamzat where it gets worse and worse every fight, Yeah, he beat Robert Whittaker via what? Kind of a flukish win. His hand, his hand was a bit... His mouth over his face, and it broke his face. It's a bit flukish win. I wish it wasn't too much. I wish it went off a decision, so you could see how good he is. But, oh well. What can you do? Drug's going to beat him in it. I'm worried for that fight, though, with Brunson, the fight. Rewatching that one. Alex Pereira is my next one. Now, would he ever be in this position if he had to go through the rankings like a normal person and fight wrestlers? Very good wrestlers. No, he wouldn't. He'd probably be cut from the UFC by now. But they're giving him good, favourable matchups. Very good, favourable matchups. Yeah. Khalil Roundtree, crazy fight. Third best fight of 2024. Crazy fight. You know what? Because of the finish, that's class. And you got to think as well, these 4 wins he's got here are finishes. And they're against good comp. I was going to say decent comp. Good comp. Jamal Hill is severely underrated. Yuri Prochazka is very, very good. We saw that in the Jamal fight. The only person who does that to Yuri is Pereira. But yeah, Pereira kicked him in the head, and then he left hook slightly early, but it is heavyweight classes again. And then Jamal Hill fight is what it is. Very slow fight that was. He was very wary of the power coming his way, even though I do think it's a bit overrated. Yeah. And then Khalil Roundtree. I don't know how I'd even score that fight. I think the first 2 rounds did go Roundtree. And I think they did score Roundtree's way. But, yeah, I did not think Roundtree was going to make that competitive of a fight, if I'm honest. Like, he lost to, I think it was Jacoby, I thought where he lost. I think, yeah. I swear he should have lost to Jacoby. I think that was a fight where I was like, that is a clear robbery. Like, you should not have won that. But moving on. Most underrated flyweight champion closing in on Demetrius Johnson's flyweight GOAT status. Alexandre Pantoja. Kai Sakura, not too well of a good win, you know. Outside the UFC and showed levels of why the UFC is the best promotional sport. Anyone who says PFL Bellator is a retard. Steve Erceg, I haven't really got too much to say. It was a robbery. The cut in the 3rd round should have won him the round. Royval, he kind of lost, kind of clearly though. 4-1. 4-1. And then Brandon Moreno. It was a close fight that could have went either way. He's making them like, people who did not know how to score the fight were like, oh, it was a clear win for Pantoja in the Moreno fight. But people who do know how to score fights are like, oh, it's a close fight. Because it was like, you had these two, like, you had like 2 communities, you had like a sub-community, you had half of the community, close fight, Pantoja's a champion. Then you had the other side where it was, we don't know how to score fights, so it's instantly a robbery, and they both argue with each other in comment sections, like, nah. But that Steve Erceg fight was clearly a robbery if you read the scoring criteria. It's retarded, but yeah, Brazil fear. And he is closing in. What, he beat Kai Kara-France, maybe, yeah. Beats what? A Manel Kape? Moving up. Not moving up, I mean coming up the rankings. Beats a Royval again. Maybe a Taya Shakura. He'll be the GOAT very, very quickly. Do not move up to bantamweight. You do not have the cardio to beat someone like Merab. You don't. You're not going to beat Merab. No one beats Merab. He's a bright monster. Wait till he's left the division or O'Malley KOs him stiff. Then you can move yourself up. I do reckon O'Malley beats him in a rematch, just saying that much. Yeah. I haven't got really much to say about Alexander Pantoja. I fucked up twice. He is a good fighter. I don't think anyone beats him. He's very, 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 very good. He's closing in on Demetrius Johnson. It's not crazy to say, but we're moving on. You can guess the next 2 people. Ilia Topuria. 2 GOATs already. 2 GOATs already. He has beaten the 2nd greatest featherweight of all time, Alexander Volkanovski, and the 3rd greatest featherweight of all time, Holloway. Aldo is still my GOAT of featherweight, and I don't even think that's even... People say that's wild to say. I don't think so. Volkanovski's good wins is Holloway 3 times, which is really good, but other than that, he's got nothing. Nothing. Yeah, he is not that good, he's proven. Ortega's not that good, and TKZ was a bit on the 50-50 side, I'm not getting older. But Ilia, yeah, he's knocking out these people. He's knocking out everyone, man. You know, And I reckon he moves up to... He's probably going to move up next. I don't want him to. I want him to fight Diego Lopez. And then whoever deserves it in a division. You know, I'm going to have a look through the featherweight rankings right now. And I'm going to see who would be next after... Oh, I'll play... So let's just say, if they do it properly, they'll probably give it to Volkanovski. Shouldn't be Volkanovski, because it'll be dead. Then it'll be probably Diego Lopez. And then unfortunately, I know how much the UFC glaze these Dagestanis, but they will be giving it to Movsar Evloev. They will. They shouldn't, but they will. And then probably like an Arnold Allen who did beat Movsar Evloev. Yeah. He could be easily one of the greatest of all times. But the third person, who you already know it is, let's be real, on my best, worst to best. He could be one of the greatest. Like, if he goes up to thingy, KOs Islam, hope he doesn't. Not yet anyway. Not yet. Let Islam become the GOAT of the sport, and then you KO him. Then you KO him. Right? I'll talk about Islam when we get to Islam. But he has so much potential. Like, he can beat Diego Lopez, move up to... I was going to say 170, but he wouldn't. Lightweight and featherweight are his two main weight classes he should stay at. He should not go 170. But them two weight classes, I reckon he can win and become the double champ. And hopefully he defends both of them. My only issue is he's very inactive. He is fighting contenders, but like he is sort of... He's not ducking, but he is sort of like weaseling himself out of it. Like, he doesn't want to fight Volkanovski. His hardest match in the division. Volkanovski is... It's just that sort of thing. I'm not going to say he got caught, but he was doing well in that fight. He was really doing well in that fight. Volkanovski could beat Ilya in a rematch. Could. I know he got KO'd, but like, he could beat him in a rematch. It is his hardest fight. But we did say that about Holloway too. But I reckon he would beat them both again in a rematches each. He could beat Islam. He could beat most people in, other than like a Fiziev. I reckon he beats everyone at lightweight and Islam. Fiziev and Islam are the only two people I'm like, you know. But yeah, he's a fact for you. Topuria is actually heavier than Islam. But you didn't know that. But we're moving on. Islam Makhachev. We knew it was Islam Makhachev. What can I say? He's going to be a GOAT of the sport. He is going to be... But what does he need to do to become the GOAT? Realistically, it should be Arman. I'd want to say Arman. It would be a very close fight, but I want to say Islam would edge it. Islam would edge it. I do want to say that much. Islam would edge it. That easy. And then, see, when he was up to 170, let's just say Leon was still the champion. Beats him maybe. Even though he'd have a close fight with Poirier, but we'll forget about that. That's all he... Pretty much all he needs is 2 more wins. Move up to... Beat Arman. Move up to 170. Beat whoever's there. Come back down. Fight Ilya. Get KO'd. And you'd still be the GOAT of the sport. I already have him in like my top 5. I think they already have him in my top 5. But I mean, he'd go through his wins. Moicano. I know it was short notice, but that is a good fight. Like, he is a good fighter. And it was better than fucking Khabib's ally Quinter. Dustin Poirier. Close fight, but he finished him. Alexander Volkanovski in the first fight was not a robbery. If you score this fight a robbery, you don't know how to score fights. I had it, honestly, after rewatching it a couple of weeks ago, I see why the judges scored it 4 rounds to 1. I think it should have been 3 rounds to 2, but I can see that 4 rounds. Charles Oliveira, that was so sad to watch. I was in my Charles Oliveira glazing time back then, so when he lost, I didn't want to leave my room, didn't want to go to college, didn't want to go anywhere, but, you know, it's lucky that he's an entertaining champion. And as just as well as that, like he head kicked Volkanovski. At the time, I had him as the best striker. At the time, you don't want to head kick the best striker in the sport if you aren't good. If you sort of understand what I'm saying. I know it was short notice, but he's still the best striker in the sport. But yeah, and you got to think, Oliveira, a legend. Volkanovski, a goat. Dustin Poirier, a legend. Moicano, a future contender. Maybe not a legend, but yeah. Now I'm gonna drink of my Coca-Cola, and now we can talk about just the Dagestani thing. Yeah, I do want him to become the GOAT because I'm sick of this like Jones is the GOAT talk, and I do have George as my current GOAT, George St. Pierre, GSP, but Islam is very, very close to that. Like, he's so close. He needs 2 more wins. 1 he needs to move up to. I hope just, like, UFC just, like, banish just Bilal and Shavkat to, like, just the Shadow Realm and just fucking... Oh, Jack Della, you've just beaten fucking... You've just beaten... Leon, you should have fight Islam next. Islam beats him, and then what's gonna happen? He beats Islam. Islam beats him, and then he moves back down, fights Ilya. But before he fights Ilya, he's already the GOAT, and if he gets KO'd in that fight, who cares? Because we now have an entertaining champion, an even more entertaining champion, you know. But that's the best case scenario, but we won't get it because Islam is fucking huge. But that's what people don't understand. Like, Ilya's bigger. Ilya is apparently 190. I do think that's a bit of bullshit, but like, Islam's 180. You know, £10 disadvantage for him, but like, he's also short, tiny. But yeah, So I have Islam as my best. Second best, Topuria. Third, Pantoja. Alex, 4th. Duplessis, 5th. Tom Aspinall, that'll be 6th, I think. 7th, 8th, 9th. But yeah, coming your rankings, I'm probably gonna get loads of shit for the Merab thing. But like, Merab he's not good, man. He's literally just cardio. If he didn't have cardio, he wouldn't even be ranked. But with Islam, it's undeniably he is the best fighter right now. And it would be good because we'd have the if they do fight pound for pound number 2, let's say, versus the pound for pound number 1. That's a good fight, and that's again another fight where he's fought the pound for pound fighter. Well, he is a pound for pound fighter, but he's fighting another pound for pound rightful fighter. But yeah, comment your rankings, like, subscribe. I will be getting out the predictions for Henry Cejudo and Yudong card. I've got the notes right here. 4 pages long. I'm not looking forward to this. I fucking hate doing prediction videos, but I do like it at the same time. And yeah, nothing really much to say now. It will be out within the next 2 days. But yeah, see you later.